Let's go, it's the Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show. Whitey Show.
It's fun, old man, and I ain't got time to shake your hand. Get that side check, put it in pockets till I get back. Going downtown.
Gears of War is a series that some people know me. If they're really old-time viewers of my stuff, I made fun of quite a bit. I even had it in my theme song. But Gears of War is a funny series. It's one of the only series, in my opinion, that has improved as it went on. I didn't really like Gears of War 1 all that much. I really enjoyed Gears of War 2, and I loved Gears of War 3. Gears of War Judgment, that's a side story. That's a gigantic pile of poop and shit together mixed. It's disgusting. But Gears of War 4 is coming out. They're like, okay, forget the old characters, or at least kinda, and let's introduce these new characters. And we got a game that might be the best Gears of War. But if you want to find out if it is, you got to watch this review. Let's go.
Welcome home, James.
It's fun, old man, and I ain't got time to shake your hand. Get that side check, put it in pockets till I get back. Going downtown.
Alright, one thing that I enjoyed the progressiveness of the series is the story's getting more humanized, more human character moments. And I think 4 probably does it the best, in my honest opinion. I would argue that this is the best dialogue in Gears of War games. It's more natural. It feels great to see these characters interact. You're going to laugh. You're going to smile. You're going to be sad when something bad happens. The overall character development and dialogue, in my opinion, is the best that Gears of War has to offer. And sure, it's not the highest bar in the world, but it's nice to see it improve. I also really like the scenery in this game. Now, Gears of War was very muddy and disgusting when it began, and now it slowly began to open up more colorful environments. This one is obviously the most colorful of them all in a good way. You visit places outside, you see cities in full daylight. Everything looks really good. The graphics are superb, and some of the moments in this game are absolutely stunning when shit is happening on the screen, like falling towers and amazing effects. So overall, the graphical has always been Gears of War's top notch, and there's no doubt this game lives up to that. Another thing is the gameplay. It feels tight as ever. One thing I really loved about Gears of War originally is that even if I didn't love the gameplay always felt tight. Running wall to wall, jumping over defenses, shooting, everything always felt really good, and this game is no exception. Everything feels really great. The new weapons that you get in this game are pretty cool. There's one that's kind of like a machine gun, and when I mean like almost like an Uzi, and it's pretty cool weapon. I don't love it though. It's pretty cool. I love this new overkill weapon, which is basically a shotgun that shoots like 4 or 5 times in a row, and it's a magnificent new addition. And the enemies in this game, the Swarm, these guys are kind of like the Locusts in a way, but they're actually more monstery. Locusts were like humans with deformity. These are like monsters. They feel like aliens almost in a way, and they were a welcome addition. They gave that horror feel that this game provided. So overall, I thought the gameplay wise and design wise, this game is an improvement, or at least as good as 2 and 3 in the Gears of War series.
Not a good time for this!
And one thing I really enjoyed is Horde mode. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any footage because I'm having issues getting the footage from my Xbox One to here. But the Horde mode is really fun in this game. Basically, you set up defenses and traps and so on to slow the enemy's progression or kill them. And it works really well. You get to kind of do it in the single player, but it's not as engaging as in Horde mode when you have other real-life players around you. So Horde mode in 3 wasn't one of my favorite modes, but in this, I actually had fun playing it, even if I didn't know anyone. Everyone really worked as a team, and the gameplay is easy enough that you can kind of get used to it a couple of rounds in. So I really enjoyed the Horde mode. It's probably my favorite multiplayer feature in this game. Now, the negatives. Not everything is beautiful in this game. There's a couple of negatives I gotta talk about. The biggest one being the story itself. Like I said, the dialogue is definitely better. The humor made me laugh quite a bit. Love the character interactions with the old faces and new faces. But one thing I thought is the story just never lived up to what it could be. I thought 3 had some great story, emotional moments, and even 2 had some great ones. This, not so much. I didn't really feel that emotion I was hoping for with the overall story. Also, the ending just comes very abruptly, and you're kind of like, wait, this isn't halfway through the game. What the fuck? That's exactly my reaction for this ending of this game. Not that it was terrible, it just didn't live up to what I was expecting when the story is starting to finally build. Another thing that I had an issue with this game is it is Gears of War. There's no going around it. This is the same game that we've been playing since 1. Yes, it's a little tighter. Yes, it's a little faster. Yes, there are set pieces, but the game feels largely the same. So this isn't going to introduce new fans to the series. You might enjoy it more than the others, but it is the same old game, and it feels like it. Halo has tried to improve and make things different in its own universe. Uncharted, with the open world feel, tried something new. I didn't love it, but a lot of people did. This game, it's Gears of War. You go through hordes of enemies, get to the next checkpoint, hordes of enemies, next checkpoint, so on and so on. So I wish this game tried a little harder to make it maybe a little different, and it didn't do that, which it could be a good thing. If you love Gears of War, same old, you're going to enjoy it, but I feel like it was a missed opportunity. And the last negative I got to talk about is, unfortunately, the multiplayer. I'm not having a good time with it. I played about an hour, and I was telling myself, give yourself time. Now, I'm not going to lie and say I'm a great Gears player, but I'm a decent player. But this game online just doesn't have that feeling that the first few did. I just had an issue with a lot of the weapons being overpowered or players using cheap things. Now, that's, of course, the players, not the game itself. But it didn't have that fun feeling either. And I don't know if it's because of the maps. I wasn't feeling the majority of them. And that's also a big issue. Now, this, of course, is very opinionated on the multiplayer front. So if you don't agree with me, you played the beta, loved it, just ignore my point here.
Which one, old man, that ain't got to shake your head. Get that Snapchat, put it in pockets like it's back, going downtown.
Listen, I'm going to recommend playing Gears of War. It is a very fun game. Gears of War 4 is that type of game that you sit down and you really respect it for giving that AAA feel. It looks great, it feels great, and it just has wonderful, funny dialogue throughout that's going to keep you laughing, which is great. I just wanted more, if that makes sense. I know I'm saying these great things, but it doesn't provide anything very fresh, which was really my only negative in the whole thing. Is it's not fresh and the multiplayer kind of sucks. But Horde mode is super fun. The story, while not great, the dialogue keeps you in there, and the gameplay is as tight as ever. So I'm going to give Gears of War 4 a 7.5. I think it's a very good title. I would give it an 8 if I liked multiplayer more, but I don't. However, this game is a little bit on the downer side of me, but it is very fun. I don't want to confuse you guys. I say anybody with Xbox One should at least play this game, but if you're expecting it to take you over and be a brand new experience that just blows your mind, I unfortunately don't think 4 did that. I thought 3 was the better of them, but it's still a fun game. So go check it out. Try the multiplayer. If you love it, give it an extra point. Make it an 8.5. If not, I think a 7.5 is justifiable. It is a good game, just not amazing.
Holy shit, you scared the crap out of me.
Sorry.